little slow this time. Oh,
Is it
here
official?
we go. We are live. You're live.
You're live.
All right.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday.
Welcome to
Eastern Maine APA.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Kimberly.
Your local league operators.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
That was a good opening. Welcome, everybody. This is our weekly newsletter. We try to keep everybody informed on the happenings around our league and what's going on in the current present day, really.
Right. Changes that are going to, be happening.
We always talk about, where we are in the session and what we've just done, what we're getting ready to do. And so welcome. We appreciate you being here. We did have a wonderful weekend. So this is our third weekend away from home doing fun pool things. And this time we went up to Machias, and that was a lot of fun. Not only was the hotel room really nice.
Right.
Really nice hotel. I look forward to staying up there again. But we had a lot of fun with our teams. We had 10 teams of 3 show up, and it was a good time for all. We had giveaways. We gave away singles board certificates, 3 cue sticks and cases, a lot of T-shirts. They were a big hit.
Yep.
Some other little trinkets. So that was a lot of fun. It looked like a lot of people had a good time. Took me a few days to get through the pictures, but we posted those on our Facebook page.
I think my brain's still recovering. It's been a little slow this week, but
honestly, since January, it's just one thing after another, and we're just trying to keep up.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
Right.
We got a lot of things done this week. Things are. It's a busy time of year, and then we have things on top of it.
Yeah.
Because sessions are ending, and a lot of wildcards are going on. We're having to not redo the schedule, but create the schedule for those wildcard games, matches that'll be happening next week.
Yep.
And then the building of teams from next session, that's going on.
Yep. So we want to start this week's show off by giving a huge thank you to Larry and the anchor up there at Machias for hosting our Triple Play Players Appreciation Tournament.
Lots of room, delicious menu. It was 4 diamond tables. They just put a 4th diamond table up there.
Larry invested, thousands of dollars in that 4th diamond table, so we could, have tournaments up there. Because before they just had 3 diamonds and then 1 old valley table by the bar that nobody liked to play on, and it was exciting. We had 10 teams of 3 players. So we also had a bunch of people stopping in and out all day. Looked like his bar was full most of the day. And
we had breakfast there. They had a big breakfast menu.
Yeah, they served breakfast on the weekends. We didn't
even know that.
But apparently they open at 7 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
We were talking to the players. They're like, how about the anchor for breakfast? We're like, hey, if they have it, we're there.
Their portions are huge. Prices are very, very good. And it's not bad. Good breakfast.
So we look forward to doing that and making that a tradition, going up there and playing more and seeing what other opportunities we can do to expand our traveling tournaments. So that's fun. But thank you, Machias, and thank you, Anchor.
Right. So if you're ever in Machias, stop by the Anchor, check it out. They have a nice place to play pool. They also have live bands on the weekends.
Beautiful tables.
Yep. And the area is just beautiful too. Like the river's right there.
I've mentioned before, the deer come right up to you right in the parking lot. If you nice summer day, don't be surprised you turn around. There's a couple deer just saying hey.
Yep. And congratulations to our winners from our tournament this weekend. Larry Emerson, Kendall Kelly, and Sean Alley were the winning team.
A lot of good pool was played.
Yeah, there were some really good teams
there. I think they really liked the format, too.
Yeah.
They alternated playing 8-ball and 9-ball.
Yeah, it's our second time running the triple play format during a tournament. And for the most part, all of our players that have played that enjoy the format. It's fast, it's furious. Even though it's a 3-person team, you don't go very far because your rack might be coming up in anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, depending on what happens. So it does go rather quickly.
Yeah, I took a lot of pictures. There was a lot going on. It was a fast-paced moving situation. People, you're playing one game and then you move on, and it's not a whole match where you get, a little bit of time to kind of take pictures. So it's just a few balls. Sometimes it's just a couple innings.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep. And we are going to try working. We're going to try really hard to get some full 8-ball teams going up there and to grow the 9-ball division.
I'd love to see more ladies playing too.
Right.
Let's get some more gals in the room.
And I know there's some new faces, new people moving to town, checking it out. And so we're
we talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, so we're hoping to tap into that and get them in and joining teams, to grow both our 9-ball and our form full 8-ball.
Yeah.
Our 8-ball doubles division is full right now with 9 teams.
8-ball doubles.
And so we are so that's exciting, and just hoping to get some full teams going on up there and grow their divisions. So with that being said,
we have a couple of people watching, Kaylee and Polly.
Hey.
Hi guys. Hey, we had 116 or 115 views of our last video. We're getting huge. So we appreciate everybody watching. Should we get into the wild cards?
Yes. So
we're only doing wild cards for a couple of divisions. So for those of you who have division reps that are doing the wild cards, that is the norm. They've always done, wild cards for their own divisions, but we don't have division reps for all of our divisions. So that's where we're coming in, and we're figuring all of that out. Last night, 9-ball matches.
We're not doing anything for those until we get the scores in.
Yeah.
We're not announcing any MVPs for those divisions because we just don't.
There's a lot of close calls.
And we don't want to make any announcements that we'll have to reverse later on. So we're going to wait until we get the actual scores in. Probably happen tomorrow. Hopefully everybody pays for their matches so that
that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, so that Kimberly can put.
We would have done them all today, but actually. That's not last night's matches. I haven't gotten to, so that's on me. But I'm talking about Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. Whatever I haven't gotten to, it's because it's outstanding as far as payment goes. But we have the schedules and the wild cards done for a lot of divisions. We're only doing 3 tonight: 2 out of Midcoast, 1 out of
Machias.
Yes. Yeah. Should we get on that?
I think so.
All right. So, we're gonna do.
What we're going to start with?
Pill bottles over here. And so our masters in Midcoast, team 1 and team 3. And you know what we didn't write down is who these teams are. Do you want to hand me my cheat sheet? So you know who they are, team 1 and team 3.
You're all just numbers anyway.
There's 4 teams. Caleb's on one of them. I don't know. Caleb should know.
I know
all
them
right.
all.
So Richard and Nate. So Richard Guthrie and Nate Benner are in the wild card.
Right.
Teams 1 and team 3.
Team 1 and 3.
So we have 2 pills for each number.
For each team.
Yeah.
2 pills for each team.
Team number. So there's 1 and 3.
I'll let you show them
right.
Make sure they're not 6s.
And then we just pull the pill, and the first team that has both of their numbers. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
The first team that has both of their numbers pulled is the winner of the wild card.
Right. I'm just gonna slide over this way while she shakes the bottle.
It's hard on his MS. It really echoes in his ears, so I have to remember that. Sorry, guys. All right. First pill is team 1.
Team number 1. All right. That is Richard Guthrie's team.
I know my cheat sheet bent over.
Good thing I know who they are.
You should. You're in the room. There's only 4. Team 3. Next pill calls it.
All right. We have a tie.
You ready?
Between Nate and Richard.
Here it is, guys. Ta-da! 3.
All right. So.
Oh, there we go. I am going to learn this camera thing.
All right. So.
Congratulations
Right.
for Nate Benner,
Nate
right?
Benner for
Winning the wild card. You guys are playing for Plex.
Yep, they'll be playing for Plex next Wednesday.
So we'll get that on the schedule, and
Yep.
that'll be all cut up. So I have a 1.
Yep.
It's back to empty. Our next is Midcoast 9-ball doubles, and that's Team 6 and Team 3 that are participating in our wild card draw. And Team 3 is
6 and 3? Oh, right. Yeah.
Andrew Stone.
Yeah.
And his team, and Team 6 is April Cox Reed.
Yeah, April Reed.
Reed Cox. I don't remember the hyphen. Which one goes first?
It's Casey's team.
I know. I have Casey still as the captain.
They switched it up halfway
They
through the
did,
session.
and I didn't update my thing. So
Right.
I'm sorry, April. If I don't, I think it's Reed Cox.
Right, that's what I think.
Reed Cox. So those are our wild card. Do you have them?
3 and 6, right?
Team
There's
3.
3.
Here's our 3s. I can kind of see that one.
And 10.
And X's?
6.
X's?
X.
If
6.
you go backwards. Oh my God, I can't. I'm going to learn that thing. If I look at what I'm doing instead of the reflection. Remember when we went to a workshop and the lady kept trying to do her mouse and the computer's in front of her. Caleb's like, just look at the computer. Stop looking at the big screen. Anyway, he was right. She should have just looked at her computer. Like me. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Nobody can see it.
Nope.
It's a 6.
You gotta angle it away from the light.
Gotta angle it to the light. Can you
It's
see that?
reflecting. Yep.
It
It is a 6
is.
though. It's a 6.
All right.
All right.
And a
3.
3. That
All
one
right.
came out clear. I kind of like watching it on the.
I don't know. Everybody else likes watching it, but
6 it is!
All right, so
Congratulations for April Reed, Cox, and Casey. You guys won the wild card.
all right.
And I will do better at your name. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so that was what we had for Midcoast. Now, Machias, what you've all been waiting for. I know you guys are at the edge of your seat. We have Team 1. And this is 9-ball Machias, right?
Yep. 409.
So,
209. Sorry, 209.
Tim Lunn, Team 1.
Yep.
And Team 2, Drew Anderson.
Right.
And Team 4, Troy Lyons.
Team 4.
You get it in there? All right, ready, guys? You want to pick it? You want to pick it?
I'll
We'll
pick
make
this
him
one.
the boss.
That way they can blame me for anything that happens. All right, ready? First number is number 2, Drew Anderson.
Nice.
I can see Drew licking his chops right now. Yeah. All right.
Is anybody else in the running?
And the next number is team number 1.
All right. So we got Tim in the running. We got Drew in the running.
And
See, he cheats. He looks.
4. But I have to make sure I'm holding it right.
Oh, I see. You know, he's probably right. But you are right.
Right. Yeah. You want to make sure you're holding it right. So when I hold it up, you guys can see it. And
you probably do see it much better.
Yeah. All right. So now we have
Team 1.
team 1,
Team
2, and 4.
Troy Lyons.
Which means
so that's
this-
all of it.
right.
This is the it. Everybody's
so
on the
now-
hill.
Yeah. The next pill is going to get this wild card draw.
Final one of the day.
Love the drum roll. Even Khaleesi was like, "What the hell are you doing over there?"
Don't look me up.
All right. Moment of truth.
He's the only one who knows.
And the
Are you
winner
gonna share?
is
It's like the Oscars. Open the envelope.
team number 1.
Nice job. So, Tim Lunn, you and your team are in the wild card.
Right?
Congratulations. So that's great.
All right, so those are all the wild card draws that we had to do today.
Tim, April, and Nate. Great job.
Yep.
So we had, well, you know what else we did? We did some emails today. This week. We composited an email for all of our Vegas goers. So those of you who are heading out to Vegas with us next month, we have sent you an email. If you haven't got that email, let us know. It's just like tips and tricks, things that we think you ought to know while you're out there. And hopefully every year we revise it so that our players kind of have a heads up on what to expect. And this year it might be interesting. We all know that traveling is a little bit in the news right now. So we'll see how that all unfolds. But if you haven't gotten that email, please let us know, because we want everybody to have as much information as possible. And that was fun to put together.
Yeah.
Because we've been there a couple of times. So we have a few ideas. And then there are players that have been there many more times than we have. So they also know the ins and outs.
Yeah. But for the most part, we wanted our the players that have never been there before to kind of, be able to plan ahead for a few things.
Maybe budget. Yeah.
Right. Because a lot of us are living, like paycheck to paycheck, or not even living, paycheck to paycheck.
A breakfast burrito for $24. We're there 10 days. We can't afford that every day. So we try to find the $10 burrito.
We're hoping that the buffet will be open again, because it was not there last time we were there, and that was kind of a cheaper way to eat a bunch of food. But there are some eateries that are in the hotel that are decent, that are decently priced. And
there are places that deliver that are decently priced too. And there's a plethora of flyers everywhere.
So we just try to, make our players aware of that stuff that's going on.
What's worked for us.
Just being on time for your matches and stuff like that. So if you didn't get the email, just, kind of let us know, because I did send it out to all the emails that we have on file for the players that are going to Vegas. Minus one or two, most people, I just sent it to the captain of that team. Or if you're a couple that is going out to Vegas, I didn't feel the need to send it to both of you. I just sent it to one of you. Figured you both read at the same time. Anyway, so that is.
I'm glad that we did that. That was a goal of ours for a while, so it was good to get it completed and finished.
Yep. We do have some MVPs that we want to give a shout out to, because we just finished the last week of our session for most of our divisions. We have one division that is now going into their last week of play, mostly because we started them late in the spring session. Ellsworth 8 Ball started a few weeks later than everybody, so we had to make sure that
Hi, Kim. I can't take your call right now.
So anyway, so we have a list of the MVPs that we did not do yet are still waiting for us to put the score sheets in, and the numbers were just too close, and I don't have time to do math like that.
There's some pretty close percentages going on.
So
for sure.
And each one of our MVPs will be getting a sweatshirt. I'll be reaching out to you to get a sweatshirt size. Some of you I've already gotten a sweatshirt size from.
Yep.
So,
we'll get a hold of you if we don't have it. So
you
don't have to worry about it. We just want to give you a congrats.
Right.
You want to start up?
So we started in the beginning of, 209, which is Machias 9 Ball. Congratulations to Drew Anderson for winning MVP up there. It was a very tight race, between like 4 or 5 people. Even Jason Beal was almost, kind of in that race as well. And he was he's already gotten 2 MVP sweatshirts. I know he
wears them well. They look good on him. They do.
Yeah.
I love those sweatshirts. So congratulations.
And the Machias 8 Ball doubles MVP. Congrats to Joshua Richards. Great candidate. And we look forward to, giving you your sweatshirts. Next is our Ellsworth Ladies 8 Ball. 403. They play on Monday nights in Ellsworth at Ellsworth Candlepin Bowling Alley. So if you're watching this video and want to know where they play, that's where they play. We have a ladies 8-ball division on Monday nights, and congratulations to Alexa Kessler for
Nice
getting
job.
MVP. We'll be reaching out to you to get your sweatshirt size. Also in Ellsworth, or 8-ball, even though there is one more week left, it might be safe to say, this person is well enough ahead in point average and points per match.
Got a
Right.
pretty high chance of taking it.
Right. And that would go to Matthew Foster.
Nice job.
And
then we have our 9-ball. They did the drawing there.
Yep, 409 did their wild card draw themselves, and we're excited to have our division reps up there start doing the 8-ball and the ladies wild card draws for the coming sessions, and go from there. So 9-ball in Ellsworth, again, they play on Wednesday nights at the Ellsworth Candlepin Bowling Alley. David Matthews is our MVP for 9-ball. Congratulations, David Matthews. Then we get into Midcoast 8-ball. They play out of Bears Den in Rockport and Sammy's Family Entertainment in Waldoboro on Tuesday nights. Congratulations to Nate Benner for being the MVP Midcoast 8-ball.
Our sweatshirt will look good on Nate.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Midcoast 8-ball doubles. They play strictly out of Rockport, Bears Den in Rockport on Monday nights. Plenty of room to add more teams there. The MVP for 8-ball doubles is David Steves. Congratulations, Dave Steves.
Nice job.
And then finally, our MVP for 9-ball doubles in Midcoast goes to Andrew Stone. Congratulations, Andrew Stone.
And so, yes, we have some that we haven't announced yet that we don't know. Like I said, as soon as I get those score sheets in tonight, we will have a better idea of the percentages, and we will do the wild card draws for those teams that haven't done them themselves this weekend at some point and announce those MVPs.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. So going into the last week of play, like if players and teams really want to have everything updated quickly, then please, just pay for your match, make sure it's paid for. Then we can get into the system.
Yeah.
Mostly the next day.
I really look the next morning, and I have to wait for everything to come in to complete a lot of things. But if it's done the night that you play, I'll get it in the next day by at least lunchtime. I still do have other jobs that I do, and I schedule those in the morning. So there are times that it's late morning that I'm getting to the score sheets, but usually by lunchtime I'm really quite on top of it. And at least by the time 24 hours is gone, I've at least gone through it at one time. Yeah. Now I'm just waiting. Right. So once we get all of that in, we'll have more information and let you guys know. Yeah. That went pretty well with those wild card drawings.
I think
Let us know how you like that. I've been getting on him. I think we should do them live. We do them here, and it's kind of something I thought you guys were missing out on. So,
yeah, we're gonna start trying to do a lot of our drawings live that we need to do.
We just want to include all of our players on what we're doing, and this is it. We've got the technology, and this is an opportunity. Yeah. I'm hoping to learn how to do some pop-up lives out in Vegas, some mobile things outside of just streaming a match. So hopefully we grow in that department, but we just thought we'd check in and let you know.
Yep. And again, it's just Kimberly and I, doing all this stuff, doing, the office work and the tech work and trying to fit everything into our
so many hats.
Yeah. Over the last 2 years, because we did buy a portion of a very large, pool league in Maine, trying to get, try to keep things going that players are used to seeing, like the Facebook posts, and all, the videos and the sharing, is quite a challenge when it's just two of you, and you're
and
trying
he's
to
the more
manage
tech
everything.
savvy person. So not only is he doing it or teaching me, like, well, how do I
Yeah.
do this? What do I do here? He really has helped me.
Yeah.
But I think we're doing well. I mean,
So
we are
I know
photographers and
I know I dropped the ball earlier this week, with some of the wild card draws, or maybe last week, for some of the doubles. I didn't make a Facebook post announcing the
we
winners
did
of the
get some
divisions.
feedback on that. We'll do
I
better.
do recognize that I missed the opportunity to do that, which is why reaching out to division reps, that when they do the wild card draw and whatnot, they will make the Facebook post for that.
Because we want all the teams that are in the draw to know the results. We don't want just the team that won the draw to hear about it, and then everybody's like, well, what happened?
Right.
So we want to do better. I mean, our whole goal is to communicate as best we can with you guys. And so, we're definitely going to receive that feedback and do better and make sure we're posting these final results.
Yeah, posting the results. That's what we're working towards. Baby steps, one little thing at a time.
But I feel good. We've gotten a lot of checks off of our to-do list that, are kind of only once in a while tasks,
right?
That we had to get done this week. So we're really happy about that, and getting the new session lined up and ready. And so, if you guys have any questions with your teams, players, adding teams, wanting to be captains, this is the time that we're organizing all of that.
Yep. And
new session starts April 6th, the week of. We've got a players meeting on March 31st in March. March 31st in Wiscasset. That's a Tuesday night. They're hoping to play 8-ball on Tuesday nights, and they're forming 4 teams there. And we're going to try to branch out towards the Bath area as best we can. So if there are any players in that area who are interested in participating in our league, get a hold of us and get in touch with us, and we will definitely direct you in an area of being on a team or getting your team on board and playing in our division. So we're really excited about all of that.
Yep.
But it does make for a busy week, and it is easy to slip. But we appreciate you guys because, we hear from you, and we appreciate you going, hey, what's going on here? And reading that comment that said, I wish they would have said something. You're right. That's good feedback. We need to make sure we post those results. And then I think all we had was your rules.
Well, we want to let everybody know that DL and the tech team and the national office, they are changing the way that they're going to be rolling out updates for the app and the Scorekeeper app.
And most of you probably didn't have the problem.
Well, they are no longer going to be rolling out the update to the whole league area. They're just going to be rolling out the updates to one small area. That way, if that area has any issues and the updates cause any problems, they don't have to, figure out where it's coming
the
nationally.
Whole thing. Yeah.
Because last Monday, when the app crashed, it was all
our Monday night players
have
been affected by this a few times in the last several months. So the tech team down at the national office felt it necessary to let us know, and we just thought we would let you know what we heard from them. And everybody's trying hard to stay on top of this app, and hopefully that fixes some problems. Sorry about that. For those of you who had to write on paper, we appreciate it. For what we heard from other league operators, they had to deal with a lot more than we did. So we were grateful.
The thing is our league area had been playing with the app since 2019, 2020 when it first came out. And so we got to go through all the bugs, in the beginning.
They've seen the app crash before.
Yeah, we were our players were used to it crashing. As soon as it crashed, they just go get paper and they start keeping score on paper. There were league operators out there that had never used the app before, and they introduced it to over 100 of their teams that were playing on Monday nights. And then when the app crashed, I couldn't imagine all the
it's all new for those players,
right? So
they were like, you talked us into this app and now it doesn't work. So they are working very hard. We're excited that their response was so great, because you could tell that it did affect a lot of players in the APA. And we're just appreciative of our players really did deal with it and moved on, and we got all the scores in the next day. It was fine.
So moving on to the next subject,
which is a repetitive subject, but always will be.
It is, but I think it's a good subject to keep revisiting every once in a while, mostly because it just keeps coming up.
And it's different, I think, in different leagues too. So people have different definitions, perhaps.
Well, what's come up a lot this week is, what do we do when we feel that players are intentionally missing shots to add innings, to pad their handicap, and to just manipulate their skill level? And those shots can be hard to judge. They really can. But a lot of our divisional players, they play with these people all the time, and so they know what they're capable of. They feel
familiar with their game,
right? Because
they see them play often. It's not a stranger.
And so when you see that person missing a shot that that they make 95% of the time, it makes them question, what are they doing? Like, did they intentionally miss that? Did they not intentionally miss that? And the only advice that we can give to these people is, we like to know when you think that somebody is throwing their match intentionally. Is there anything that we can do about it on the score sheet? Not really, because you did continue to play the match. You completed the match, and it wasn't until after the match that you called us and let us know what was going on. And so
there's been several different situations,
right? And so in that situation, when you think somebody is intentionally missing a shot, then that is marked as a defense shot, because it is the exact definition of a defense shot. They don't intend to make it. If you do not intend to make a ball, it's marked as a defense.
You're just
shot.
Trying to make a legal shot. It's a defense.
Yep. And
just trying to make a hit, it's a defense.
If you're keeping score and you think that person is intentionally missing that shot on purpose, mark it as a defense shot. You do not have to consult with the other team. You do not have to let the other team know that you're marking it as a defense.
Yeah, it's not a discussion.
Right.
It's how you view that match.
Yep. And, we do, follow up with score sheets that have a very large discrepancy, between innings and defense shots, and, and ball count and 9-ball, because a couple of balls off is the difference between a couple of points, and that really affects the final score. So marking a defense shot when you think, they're intentionally missing a shot is the way to go. And we will follow up with any complaints and concerns that you call the office with.
And if you think somebody is intentionally losing the match, you need to mark that as a wrong pocket, error on the 8, scratch on the 8. It needs to be on that score sheet for it to be in the data entry. And if we get a call later, it's like, oh, they lost intentionally. They were doing this and that. And the score sheet doesn't show an error on the 8 when you told me that they intentionally made that 8 ball. I can't do anything about that. It needs to be recorded on the score sheet. I'm not going to add things to the score sheet that you guys take. You guys are taking care of that. I'm not in the room watching the matches. I'm not keeping score. So I can't change that because of a phone call. You need to mark it that, they made the 8 early. They erred on the 8. That's at least something on the score sheet. So if you give me a call and you're like, well, he was intentionally making the 8 ball in the wrong pocket, why isn't that marked down? I need to have it marked down. So we definitely want to keep these score sheets as accurate. They're your input. I'm just putting it in the system so the computer can do its thing. We're not in the room. We can't determine whether somebody's lying or not. So we're all doing our best to keep things on the up and up. And we appreciate the phone calls, but we need everything on the score sheets for it to reflect also, if that makes sense. You reading comments? We actually have a bunch of people in. I see,
Kaylee, Paul, and
What's the
Yeah,
the
Pauline
North
McGrath.
Comfort?
That's Pauline McGrath.
Nice. Thank you for sharing our video. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we'll also be sharing this on our Facebook pages too.
Yeah, we had so many views because I think you shared it on the Facebook page.
So,
but yeah, if
other than marking it as a defense when you think that they're intentionally missing a ball, I know we do have a lot of players that play with integrity and will actually call their own defense shots, and I think that's great.
Yep.
I think when you're playing a defense shot, afterwards or even before, you let your scorekeeper know, hey, I'm playing a defense. That way they can mark it.
It's definitely not mandatory. We don't ask that people do that. You'll see some people do. Some people get mad at people that don't. But it is helpful. But that scorekeeper, the person that you have keeping track of that match, has to pay attention and has to have an understanding of how they see that game.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's the lower skill players that are stuck keeping score, and they don't recognize
the defense
shot
because it could look like a really good miss.
Right. Yeah.
But then you see where they left the ball, and you're like, oh, I see why they did that.
And then that jumps into the gray area of a 50-50 shot.
Like I call them offensive, defensive, right? I pick the hardest shot on the table just so if I miss, the cue ball really messes with them and they don't have a shot. I'm just leaving the cue ball where it's, and if I make the shot, then it's pretty. Because it was a hard shot.
Yeah. And there's definitely a gray area, within the 50-50 shots. That the offensive, defensive.
So you just have to listen to your intuition, write it down as you see it. If you feel you need to give us a phone call and talk about it, we're happy to do that. We're here for you.
And if you're unsure, just, mark it down as a defense shot.
And remember, if they're just trying to make a hit, that's a defense. Sometimes we're locked, right? A good defense makes you have to hit a couple rails to try to hit your ball. That too is a defense, even if you make it, right?
Well, when you're just trying to get a hit.
Just trying to get a hit.
Yeah.
A legal hit.
If you're just trying to leave your ball in front of the pocket, you don't intend to make it. You just want to leave it there and
get it in the way.
Table rolls that way and it falls in. Technically, that is still a defense shot, but you still kept going.
Right. Accidentally fell. You might have 2 or 3 defense shots.
Right.
In the same inning.
Yep.
So if you ever have any questions about defense shots, we're here for you. I do have like defense shot scenarios that I'm going to try to get out to host locations. I'm going to try to make it a little pretty font so it can be like displayed on a bulletin board of some sort, or just easy so players can see it and they're like, oh, okay, I wouldn't have thought of that. And especially for our new players, right? It's like, oh, you don't know what defensive shots are? It's over there on the wall. So hopefully we'll help communicate that better. But it's always going to be a repetitive conversation, defense shots.
So our summer session starts in 2 weeks. We have 1 week of playoffs, for most of our divisions. Ellsworth 8 ball actually starts after everybody else, like I said, because they started late. So right now is the time to check in with your team, ask if anybody's got any friends that want to join that they can bring on.
And if you want to join the family, you just happen to stumble upon us, get a hold of us. We'd love for you to join and play. Sweatshirts,
a lot of stuff going on,
and then Vegas.
Yep.
We had so many fun people.
Yeah, we appreciate
made
all
comments
of you
today. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it. I do not think this comes in orange. I got this in Vegas, so
no, this shirt.
That shirt? Mm-hmm. Oh. Paul was asking.
Yeah, he said I don't think they make this one in orange. And I actually don't think they make this one anymore, but I can definitely check.
Yeah, we'll look out for orange.
Yeah, it's like for some reason, the APA, they put out some of these great designs. Our players love them. And as soon as we get to
get them while they're hot,
they're like, yeah, no, we don't make this anymore.
Discontinued.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Right.
They just do one lot and then they discontinue it and new designs come.
Yep. So we appreciate everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll do some more live wildcard draws.
Yeah, you'll
tomorrow.
see us pop up.
Yep. probably do those on the Facebook page though.
Yeah, they're shorter and
Yeah.
you can find us there.
So
we'll get better at this streaming and wearing all of our different hats. We appreciate you guys so much, keeping this ball rolling, making this an enjoyable community to be a part of.
Yep.
We couldn't be more proud, and you know, doing our best to keep things rolling. It's our goal. So we do appreciate.
So until next time,
remember, have fun,
meet people,
play pool. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Where's your mouse? Oh,
it's not. It's asleep. You have to wake it up. We talked a lot.